The freaking Valve steps. Yeah, you have to use a Google website to solve that. I'm like, how?
Oh, on Shadows of Evil, there's an Easter egg that still hasn't been solved to this day. It's a secret Easter egg that the game designer put in himself,
How much you want to
and it
bet?
still hasn't been solved.
How much you want to bet I would be the one to discover it on complete accident, just meandering around?
If you do, let me know. Because Shadows of Evil is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's something I actually have not got yet because I'm actually waiting for you and Ben to get PC or something. They have all the zombies maps that was before Black Ops 3 that you can get on the computer version, and it's like BO3 version. So you can play like 5 and Transit, but it's like BO3 version, and I'm like,
Oh, hell yes.
oh, like that looks interesting. Obviously, we got to play Doris Declassified that brings all of the World at War weapons back in it, as well as a boss fight and a bunch of more Easter eggs. That's fun. It's
How much money did it cost you for everything?
the mods and all the extra maps and stuff, that's all free. You just have to get the game.
How much is the game?
Crap, that's a good question. I don't think I can see it. Because I don't think I can see it because I already bought it. But it should be like what it normally is. I also bought Grod Crovy because I was like, I love that map. I didn't buy any of the other ones. My Xbox is the only one that has all the other maps, but I was like, no, I'm going to buy Grod Crovy, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to ask my brother if I can use his not his Xbox, but his PC or laptop, wherever the fuck it is.
Because I don't go back until the 12th, so I have a little while longer before hell continues. So, because this
Dude,
semester,
I kid you not.
oh my god.
So my first hour is English, second hour history, third hour math, fourth hour ag. Second hour is meh. Fourth hour I actually like because it's Ashton. But dude, I'm telling you, first hour and third hour makes you just want to like absolutely Kurt Cobain yourself, like Ronnie McNutt status.
Doo-doo.
Like, so what's the biggest like project you've done in college so far?
That's actually a good question. I haven't done anything. Nothing actually. Like, I haven't had to write an essay yet. Well, no, I have had to do an essay, but it was like literally like they just said make sure it doesn't exceed 2 pages, and it's really easy because it was just like. I think the biggest project was a presentation I had to make. That was it. But granted, that is going to depend on your classes. So, I had 13 credit hours, so I had like 5 classes throughout the week. And that was with 13 credit hours. I'm going to have 17 credit hours this semester. And I'm definitely going to have a lot more than 5 classes in a week, so it's not going to be fun.
So listen to this shit. Like 2 weeks in of coming back to school, we've been working on this project that's worth over 5,000 points. Think about that, Carlton. 5,000 points.
That is insane.
And it's been like just essay on top of essay on top of essay. And like in the middle of that, we had to read a book. It's like, dude, if you don't calm the fuck down, I'm going to pull a Stephen Dodge and make my dreams come true.
Why do I have the feeling there's going to be a draft coming here soon?
No, don't you even say that, dude.
I don't like it either, but I'm just saying. I think we have a little bit longer before that happens, because of, who got elected, but
Big Daddy Trump.
afterwards is what I'm worried about.
I'll migrate. What I mean by migrate, go off the grid. No one's finding me.
That's what I'm like. I'm like, if literally everybody was just like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, yeah, you can take me there, but I'm not going to pick up a weapon and go. Like, I'm just going to stand there. What are you going to do to me? Arrest me? Put me to jail? Please. It's away from the war front. It's like, I feel like... Buddy, don't be saying that. Bro, I'm recorded, man.
I'm talking about Joe Biden. Talking about my uncle.
Freaking... This is going to be a long video to edit. I don't even think I'm going to edit it. Well, no, I'm going to edit some of it. It's just so long that I'm like, ugh.
Please. And thank you. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't want the CIA knocking on my door.
I'll just have to remember it's at like an hour and 15 minutes.
Have you seen them people who are like, I went and reported, like, they're like, they go on YouTube, look like, they search up black screen and like make sure it has like nothing in it or some shit like that, then they report it for like pornography. So like YouTube, like the YouTube devs and shit have to go through and watch out like 24 hours of fucking film.
I'm pretty
to
sure
see if it has
anymore.
pornography in it.
I'm pretty sure anymore they just have an AI just fast forward the whole thing, and as soon as there's a single pixel that changes, that's when it's gonna like go over it. Or no, okay, so like the video of Gandalf just bopping his head with that trumpet song or whatever going off in the background. That was like 10-hour loop. I'm like, imagine having to watch 10 hours of Gandalf bopping his head for 10 hours. Like, I would lose my mind.
It definitely would be something. I wish we could just go back to the good old days, my guy. Like, no
Yeah.
phones.
Yeah.
The internet barely existed.
I know. I always tell people, like, I was born in the wrong generation. If I was born in 1970, I would be 10 in 1980. So a lot of my favorite bands would be in their prime around then. The Cars are awesome. Society was pretty awesome. And then I would be 18 in 1988. And that would be around the time of, like, they'd put a commercial on TV to remind the parents, hey, do you know where your kid's at?
Or when they had on the milk cartons, they had the missing child's reports.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me I'm not the only one that remembers that.
Dude. What happened to, like, the Bermuda Triangle being, like, a super talked about thing?
I don't know.
It's like it
Oh,
had
then you have Point Nemo.
Yeah, anymore. You
Where
went from...
you're closer to astronauts than any human being.
I'm like, dude, in 1980. Okay, here's another thing that would be around in 1980 when I was 10 and starting to turn my teenager's years. Mike Tyson. So, we'd have to gather around on those box TVs, those little box TVs with terrible video quality to watch the World Boxing event.
Life was better back in the day.
It was. I mean, yeah, there was also a lot of things that there was problems back then, but it's problems that I would have been able to deal with back then just because of how my personality is, my mentality. It's like I
don't know. I wish I would have been born like 1960. And I get to witness the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
I just said 70 because if I'm okay, let's see. If I'm 20 in 1990, and then I'm 30 in 2000, I would still be around today, obviously, and I'd
And I
still
would
be
be
able to.
too.
I'd still be able to play. And the closer to retirement I'm getting, the more time I'd have for video games. So all the video games that would be coming out now, I would be like, ooh, start playing those, and I'd have to tell myself to get War Thunder a little bit earlier so I could get the Panther 2 and 105 Tiger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm like, I didn't even know. Like I said, there's just been a lot of things that have happened this year. Are you talking to someone?
Yeah, I'm talking to you and having a text conversation.
No, I was actually hearing somebody talk in the background.
Oh, okay. So there's a TV that plays this freaking, I don't know, thing for Braylon so she can sleep better.
Oh. Go turn it off and scare the shit out of her.
Do what I did to Jackson Olsen.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be funny. I know, but that shit was supposed to go out fucking Benny's, but I guess he didn't or some shit.
I don't know. I mean, if he joins party, that'd add to the conversation.
Definitely would.
That's like, I mean, also another thing I've noticed is Ben has also got a lot more tame. I think it just comes with time, honestly. We just run out of care and energy to be crackheads.
Mine is mostly because of people.
Well,
People just anger me.
well,
I just tend
Michelle,
to stick away from them.
Michelle was one of the first people to notice that I just suddenly changed over 2020. Like when we were in the school year, once 2021 rolled around, after Christmas break, Michelle was like, you got a lot quieter, you are a lot less hyper, and you are a lot more serious and a little bit more intimidating than you used to be. I'm like, I used to be intimidating. I was like, please. I was like, I feel like I was the definition of that weird kid that like picked his nose all the time. Like, I feel like that's what everybody thought of me back in elementary school. Like, how did I get intimidating? That doesn't make sense.
Dude, Mr. Tires does not know how to drive. He's got that city drive, and
Michelle,
like where you have, wait, what?
Michelle could have told you that.
He's got that city drive where he rides like in the other lane. I'm like, then you have us who were born in the fucking country. We're like, we stay in our lane. If that deer comes out, we're like, we speed up. The only time I've swerved for a deer is in my Oldsmobile.
All right.
She's my baby.
I'm going to ask a question. I know you've been around Creed a lot. In your view, has Creed gotten better at fighting? Or is he still the same?
Let me think about this.
Because, like, everybody, even Austin McLean was like, dude, anybody could beat up Creed. And I was like, yeah, I know. I used to do it all the time. Last time I beat him up was at his own birthday party long ago when it was at the ballpark.
I really think you could beat up Creed. I really think you could.
I mean, I've gotten better at it after some of the UFC stuff.
He says he's got that crackhead, like, I don't know, like the crackhead energy.
Mm-hmm.
Where he can, like, just murder you on spot. But I think it's more bark than fight.
I don't see the point in trying to intimidate somebody. That's just my thing. I'm like, I don't. If anything, it's a little more effective when they don't think you have anything in you, and then you just suddenly surprise them with that first punch, and they're like, oh, crap. They're like, yeah, actually. And they're caught off guard. I don't do the whole intimidation game. I just find it pointless. It can work if you do it right. It can be a very effective method, because if obviously your opponent's afraid of you, then yeah, you're going to win. But this DVD thing, I swear.
Then there's, like I said, I've had a lot of short end of the sticks on relationships. If we're gonna go back to this,
Yeah.
and another one that I will never forget is a certain individual. They keep adding me on Snapchat, and when I try to be nice to them and like, you know, just be a good person and everything, then they just fucking block me on Snapchat.
Yeah. I don't
Then
know.
like a month later they'll add me, and it'll just be a repeated thing.
I will say it is very, very tough to actually be a respectful and nice person when it comes to a relationship, because honestly, the ones that do treat women with respect and are very nice to them, yeah, they honestly don't get in that many relationships. But so far from experience and from what other people that's kind of like me has turned out, I'm like, honestly, they may not get in a lot of relationships, but every single one they've gotten into has either lasted for a very long time and they're still on good terms, or they just end up getting married. I'm like, honestly, yeah. Everybody's like, well, I don't know. I also learned that there's a bit of a problem with being a quote-unquote nice guy. So I'm like, yeah, honestly, there's a reason why the nice guy finishes last. But I'm like, I try to just be in the middle.
I don't know. In my situation, I respect this person a lot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really did like her, and I respect her for her choices and what she does. And so any this time I just try to be nice. They're like, "Fuck you." Okay. Have a good day.
God, dude, it's rough. It's rough to, like, especially whenever.
I mean, there was even one time when I went and got my blazer tinted. I got the window tint on it. I was coming back. I was getting ready to go to a party, and I hit her up, and I was like, "You going to a party?" And she goes, "No." I'm like, I don't even know how. Like, I think I said something about my window tint. She's like, "I just don't care." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and all this. And she starts calling me like a fat fuck, you know, all this other stupid shit. I'm like, I know I am.
I can relate, because there's a few people that's like, oh, you're
Like,
a little...
whoever's seeing this, if you
No.
imagine me, just know I'm like a brick, basically.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty skinny, so I kind of have similar situations to you. So it's like you really got to rely on your personality, because it's like that's if you're funny, you do have better chances. I will say that much.
No, and at the end, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Just, I'll
Mhm.
stop talking to you for a little bit. I'll let you have your space. Just have a good night.
I just keep,
And I got blocked.
yeah. My
And like
problem.
4 months later, she added me again. And just a couple days ago, she blocked me.
What the hell?
I mean, a couple days ago. It was like 2 weeks.
I'm just at the problem where, like, and it's been a few people, more than I've dated, but I've had a lot of girls, some of them I've actually liked and kind of wanted to be in a relationship with, but they're like, I'm just looking for somebody that's like you, that just isn't you. And I'm like, and what's even hurt...
That makes you want to fucking kick him.
Well,
That
and,
makes you
and
wanna
here's
punch
the
him.
other thing. Here's another thing about me. I actually help them with their relationship stuff, and I'm like, okay. And, like, they know, because I listen to them, and, like, I tell them, I know what you're looking for. You're looking for this, this, and this. And part of me, there's that one part of me that's like, I have these qualities, and I want to point it out, so you're just... But it's like, no. I'm like, no. Because I'm like, doing this for you, not for myself. And that's the thing, because like I pretty much watch people that I would love to be with, and I would honestly be a good person for them, but I just watch them and help them try to look for other people, and that's what gets me the most. I'm like, dude, because I've done it with so many people, and I'm like,
Makes you angry, doesn't it?
It does, but I'm like, that's just who I am. I don't want to be selfish, because last time I was selfish, it kind of costed me not talking to somebody for 4 years. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm not doing that again.
How many hours is she ahead of us?
She's in the same time zone. She actually...
Okay, I figured that, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, well, she did move to another state. I'm not going to say what state it is in this video. Again, this is another thing I'm going to have to edit out. Goodness, this entire segment with the DVD bouncing all over the place. I'm going to have to go through and look, but yeah, at least that's what it says on our Discord. I'm just trying not to, I'm trying not to overly dip back in, because there's still some damage that Dragon and I kind of have to work through. And I'm trying not to, we're just trying to catch up on everything, get to know each other, because we've both changed a bit. So I'm trying not to be like, oh, can I have your Discord? Oh, can I have this? And mention this. I'm taking it super slow. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm in the damage control stage right now. It's like, go. I like this karaoke machine. It's like I actually know what I sound like with a microphone now. So I know what songs I'm good at singing, and I know what songs I suck at singing. And I actually can almost match James Hetfield's growly voice for certain parts of Metallica songs if I drink water before singing it. I can kind of do it.
Something needed to be drank. I am thirsty.
I am honestly thirsty as well. I'm probably going to go get a drink real quick.
Yeah, me too. BRB.
Alright, I'm back. I don't think he's back yet.
Oh, no, I am.
Okay.
We got back at legit at the same time.
I don't know, dude. It's so weird. Because, I didn't fill a lot of people in on Dragon just because of how we kind of split. And it's so weird because I honestly did not think she was coming back. So I kind of already, slightly moved on. I was like, yeah, she's not coming back. And then she texts me. And now we're just talking like we've never been apart. And I'm like, I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this. I'm like, I'm glad she's back.
I absolutely love it. No, listen, I absolutely love it how people are just like... I've had that happen before, and it's pretty shitty. I understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It's very shitty. Because you go from, she's never coming back, and, you finally get over it, and then all of a sudden she texts you back, and you're like, all the memories that you wanted to forget are just back now, and you're like, I absolutely fucking hate it.
Well, part of my issue that made it so hard to move on is because for those first 2 years, I just wanted to forget everything. I deleted the text messages. I hated that I deleted all the messages we sent, because that would have honestly helped me a lot more if I was able to read them. But it was the last 2 years before she texted me that I was like, no, I actually want to remember, because it was fun. We had fun back then. And now that we're talking, it's like I'm still slowly easing into it. I'm trying not to get... But it's just... I'm like, dude, the fact she's back, it's like...
It hurts, but it feels good.
It does. It's like, well... Because I'm over here I'm honestly I mean, if I do something stupid again, because I did kind of do something stupid... that kind of resulted in us splitting. I'm like, if it happens again, at least I have Erica, or I have, other people this time. With Dragon, at that point in time, she was legit the only person I could talk to for literally anything. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of why it was difficult. But I'm like, hopefully if we both have the time, whenever I do that Minecraft World in the summer, she might join us. I'm kind of afraid, because everybody that knows me has heard me talk about her at least once.
I wish one day I could just hear the whole story.
Well, I am going to be making a kind of a part 2 video on my channel. I have a video on my channel that talked about Dragon and I. That's an hour long. But it's honestly better if I'd like told you in person, because it's just I can like you can actually ask me questions and I can fill you in on certain things.
Shit, tomorrow's Saturday. I ain't doing anything.
Okay, how much do you remember of me talking about Dragon? Which is probably very little because
Done.
absolutely not. Okay, so I met her in I was playing Minecraft in 2018 on the laptop. My dad got me Bedrock Edition because we wanted to play, and then after my dad kind of got busy, he had to go do stuff, so I was like, okay. And I hate playing video games by myself, which is part of the reason why I have not touched a video game in a long time. I was like, I want to go play on the server, so I went on the Mineplex Cake Wars, which is kind of like Bed Wars, but with cake, and I had a bunch of online friends. And then, honestly, at the time, my mom did not allow this. She was like, you were not playing online. So I had all these online friends, and my mom caught me one day, and she was like, who are all these people? Remove them immediately. Yeah, I got grounded for a whole month.
Speaking of that, I just recently got grounded. I'm coming up on my month mark.
Oh, goodness. But yeah. And then I was like, once I was ungrounded, I got back on. And then I was like, I probably shouldn't do that again. But you know what? I like doing it, so I'm going to do the exact same thing again. So I did it again. I went on. And this time I met Dragon. Now, this was still at the point where I was like, okay, I mean, people aren't always who they say they are. I was like, it could be some 40-year-old man in a basement. You don't know. So I just kind of just casually played with the supposed her at first. And I was just like, yeah, they're actually pretty good at this game. And then, well, yeah, she's a legit person. After talking for years and sharing info and all that stuff, yeah, she's a legit person. But we played for, like, dude, there's so many memories. Goodness, where do I even begin? Just the funny stuff we did playing games. Like, she was really good at PvP, and I was just stupid. Like, I swear I was the person that'd be like walking off the edge on accident, and she was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, she was carrying me. I'm like, this is slightly embarrassing, bruh. And honestly, I think other than you were the one who actually pulled me into metal, but she actually introduced me to some metal and rock, but I just didn't get into it yet because I was still like, I don't know. I like my freaking dubstep music, which at the time, garbage now, but at the time I liked dubstep. And I think the very first 2 bands she showed me was Skillet and Buckcherry.
At that age, none of us had no fucking reason to be listening to Buckcherry. Let's be honest.
She, at the time, that was one of her favorite bands. Now, okay, here's something interesting. She's apparently been a fan of Sabaton longer than I have, and I'm like, that is surprising. She's like, yeah. She's just like Erica with Lady of the Dark is her song. I'm like, of course it is. Like, of course. Yeah. We talked for a lot, like the things we sent. Obviously, I know what she looks like. She knows what I look like. At school, obviously, Ben made fun of it. You might remember Ben being like, oh yeah, dragon. You're like, do you like dragons?
Yeah.
Dragging these I'm like, oh
Dragging
my
these nuts across your face.
He was like, yeah, you're gonna be doing that? I was like, dude, because honestly, here's the interesting thing, the thing I'm still kind of confused with. She's not a fan of relationships and all that, but she knew I had a crush on her after I told her. But, you know, we still kind of just continued doing whatnot. We played just like normal. We hung out. We talked at my house all the time. Every time I get home from school, we just talk on Google Hangouts. Freaking Google Hangouts, dude.
And if it worked, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the notification sound. But the thing that confused me was she didn't really want a relationship, but there was one point where one day I remember the exact text she sent me. She was like, there is something I do need to get off my chest. She was like, I would be fine with a relationship if we were closer and if we were a little older. And I was like, fair enough. Yeah, I just kind of continued on. I never pursued because she kind of said she wasn't a fan of relationships, so I just kind of at least I thought I stopped pursuing. But looking back on it, I was like, yeah, I was still very flirty. And the fact that I was talking about the book that I wrote, I've got the first one done. And I was like, yeah, our characters are going to have a romance. So I was like, yeah, I still was pursuing. That's the main reason why she kind of just split off. And it also didn't help that I kind of got angry about it and said some things. And yeah, that's probably why she left for 4. No, that is why she left for 4 years. She honestly did not have a reason to return. Because I was like, I borderline slightly, I guess you could say, stalked. Because like I had her Gmail because we shared all this stuff. So I created multiple Gmail accounts and messaged her. I had multiple Xbox accounts and messaged her. And then, yeah, more recently, when she literally blocked me on everything, I kind of reached out to her Xbox friends and had them talk to her. And I was like, there was no reason why she should have come back. I don't know what. I kind of want to, I haven't asked her this yet, but I do want to see what her side of the thought process was, because I'm like, there's absolutely no reason she should have reached back out to me. But she did. And she's like, well, actually, no, I'll read you the exact text. I got it still here. Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me scroll back up in the conversation a little bit. Where's it at? Yeah, okay, so I was like, can I ask something? And she's like, what's up? And I was like, why now? After all this time, did you reach out to me after everything that happened? She's like, well, to be fair, you reached out to me. She's like, I thought maybe you would have changed your ways and accepted that I wasn't looking for a relationship. And of course, I kind of followed up, and I was like, yeah. But the only thing that doesn't make sense to me was the fact that she flat out told me that she wanted one, or she would have been fine with one. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up because I'm like, I don't want to. That's why I'm like, what the? That's why I say I was in 2.5 relationships, because she admitted she would like to be in one, but we just never. Yeah. I'm like, hey, I'll take her as a friend. She's hilarious and fun to talk to. So it's like, no. And she speaks Spanish. She can speak Spanish. So added bonus. I don't know.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I might surprise her with some Russian. But if you want all the other details, again, my YouTube channel, which I'll post another video here soon. The only thing I'm worried about is, I'm like, honestly, I kind of made that YouTube video about us that literally shows her username, and I flat out said what her name was in the video. I'm like, I kind of made this video before we reconnected, and I don't think I have permission to talk about us. So I'm like, I kind of want to show her my channel, but at the same time, I'm like, if she finds that video and then leaves because I kind of made that without permission, I'm kind of boned. Like, I'm screwed. Like, I'm just...
Yeah, you didn't quite think that out, did you?
I didn't expect her to come back. I mean, I could just delete it right now. It's only got 8 views. Then I have to delete the announcement video as well. I mean, it is just an announcement video, so it's nothing... It's kind of not meant to be a permanent video.
I ain't stopping you.
I don't know. It's just, yeah. I did not expect her to come back. That was my thing. I was like, dang it, I made that video. It was okay, it's honestly not a very well made video. It was back at one of my earlier videos, so But I'm like, dude, what the I was like, oh, I didn't think it out because I didn't think she was going to freaking come back. I was like, no, she's not coming back. She doesn't have a single reason. She still doesn't have a reason. That's why I'm like, I want to ask, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm going to wait a little bit until we've talked for a little bit longer before I just do the damage control, because we definitely still have some problems that we need to discuss. So it's just I'm not doing that too early on. I want to get her, like, it would be easier if we did like an Xbox party, but I don't want to be like, maybe after New Year's I'll hit her up and be like, Xbox party, Because she said she's fine to play a video game, and she's got like Black Ops 3 and a bunch of other stuff that I have. So I'm like, I definitely.
Okay, let's play.
If you do see me in an Xbox party with her, don't join until I invite you. So like, there's a lot of things that the two of us still got to talk about. I've been staring at the screen for an hour. This DVD video loop.
I'm actually fucking tuning one of my favorite cars in real life.
I wish they had more Plymouths in that game. I think they only have like 2 or 3.
2019 Porsche 911 GT-R3. Oh, sorry, GT3 RS, sorry.
Okay, is there another freaking video I could watch other than this stupid DVD logo? Yeah. You know what would anger me is if I recorded this entire thing and then when I went to editing, it wasn't picking up our voices. I'm pretty sure it has because the little speaker icon was moving when you talked, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does. If not, I'm going to be Mick angry.
I ain't no kidding, dude. I would be angry.
Because I don't know why on my Xbox 360 it just does not pick up certain people in Xbox parties. But on my computer, I can pick up anybody no matter what they're using. Xbox, Discord, it doesn't matter. Like, it picks them up. So I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to use... This is Outbreak. This is the game I really want to buy right now, but it's not... It's still in development, and I'm waiting for it to come out of development. Because I do not like buggy games.
Hang on. Let me say this. If it makes you feel any better, I am talking to someone who lives 900 miles away.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. Not that far. It's like 162.
Still closer than some states. That's the thing. It's like, at least this time.
They went and visited their grandmas, or their grandparents, so. And I'm trying to save up to go out there and see them, so.
Do. Yeah, that ain't no lie. I'm like, well, now that, okay. Again, back with this weird thing with me and dreams. It's interesting that this year I've actually had 2 dreams that felt so real of me talking to Dragon again in those dreams. Because, like, she texted me. We were texting or on the phone. And I'm like, wow, I had those dreams. I'm like, they felt so real. And now that she's back, I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, this is another example of when my dreams have straight up predicted the future. I'm like, what is this? Because they only started this year. And lo and behold, at the tail end of the year, she's like, guess who's back? I'm like, what is that? Now, granted, she has a different account, so her account is no longer Dragon. It's something else, but... Dang it. I'm going to have to delete some YouTube videos when the year rolls over. And then I can show her my channel.
I don't know, I kind of forgot what I was going to say, to be honest. Ugh. I don't know. It's rough around here.
It is.
For relationships and shit.
It is. That's why I'm wanting to get as far away from Missouri as possible when I'm out of college to go teach. I might be going to North Dakota, I'm not lying. And like, it's super cheap to live out there, so... Yeah.
If anything, I would go to Tennessee.
The only thing that's holding me back from North Dakota right now is the freaking cold. I'm like, I hate the cold. Can't stand the cold. And I'm over here wanting to go to basically Canada.
I don't know. I'd like to go to Tennessee and stay down there, but I just don't want to leave my mom and my dad like that.
No.
I don't know.
The only thing.
I still got 5 years. Think about this.
I'm still thinking, because I'm like, dude, the only thing that I think is really going to be difficult life-wise with me is just be like, oh crap, I have to actually somehow afford to pay for insurance and a house and a car. And figuring out like the paperwork side of it. I'm like, dude, I don't know how I don't know how the taxes and all that stuff works. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't.
Same. And that's what I told Mr. Irvin. I said, because when we took intro to business and shit, like, I want to know how to do taxes. I want to know how to fill out paperwork.
Personal finance.
Yeah, I'll be taking that next year, but it's like, dude, come on now.
At least, yeah, I do have an idea now because of that class, but until I actually do it, I won't know how to do it. But I do have an idea now, so. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, you expect me to somehow figure out to just take all the things I have. The thing that's really going to suck is like I have to get a job and buy a house at the same time and hope that everything works out when I get there. Because if I leave Missouri and I go down there to move into this house, I need to hope
Up there.
Up there. Yeah, I got to hope that I actually get the job, and two, I got to actually hope that I can afford the house. That's why I'm like, dude, that's the scariest part of it all, because I'm like, man, at least I don't really have to worry about insurance because teachers get a lot of benefits. They don't get paid much, but they have a lot of other stuff. Kind of makes up for that.
I wanted to do railroad, but I don't think I'll be able to do that until I get CDL. So, I'm probably going to see if I can't work at MoDOT or some shit.
I need to get an ATF license. That's what I need to do.
An ATF license.
What
the fuck do you need an ATF license for?
I want fully automatic machine guns legally. And I want super big explosives legally. Yeah.
They're going to look at you and be like, what in the fuck?
That's what an ATF license is for. People who have them, they can own that stuff.
I know, but they're going to look at you when you do your test and shit and be like, what's this guy got planned?
It's like, buddy, I'm living in North Dakota. You know how empty and vast it is out there? They're like, you know what? Good point. Because everybody that goes to the Dakotas always goes to South Dakota. North Dakota's always left to be like, wait, North Dakota exists? It's usually just super flat and empty out there. Just a bunch of oil fields. It's like, yeah, well, they're not wrong.
Oh, God. There's a singer out there you should listen to. Dickie Graves. Red Vineyard. I think you would like it.
You're going to have to text it to me so I can remember.
Alright.
That's the amount of things I do remember. I find it interesting that I have a hard time remembering names. Not just of people, but of just anything. I'm like, wait, who is this person again? It's like, I know the song and I know the band, but I cannot think of the name. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's something. I don't know, my music taste this year also has went from like we're hella depressed to more hella depressed. Then like all of a sudden we're like rock, rap. fucking, then all of a sudden, Frank Sinatra. It's like, oh god.
I kind of got into songs that I can actually sing well. I'm like, okay, Chris Isaak's Wicked Game, Oceans. Crap, what's that song? It Wants What It Wants. Still by the Commodores. That's an old band. That's an old band that not a lot of people know about, the Commodores. Somewhere Only We Know. That's another one I can kind of do okay. I sound okay at that one. I don't sound terrible, but I also don't sound good. I don't know. I'm still kind of experimenting. I can do Disturbed's Sound of Silence, surprisingly. Except for that one part of the song. There's just this one part of the song I can't do, and it's near the end. I'm like, okay. That's when it gets out of my vocal range.
Freebird, that's all I gotta say.
Oh, that song's easy to sing because it's only like 20%
Coming
lyrics.
on now.
You know what?
I've gotta see.
I like this lock screen.
I want to see mine.
I have to put a picture of my lock screen in the video. I have to.
Yeah, I'll show you mine too. But you can't say anything about the second one, alright?
Okay, well, I mean,
This one stays between me and you.
it can't be as bad as mine. Actually, no, it could be worse, but
Actually, let me see what yours is again. I think mine's worse.
I love the last 4 images I sent you. It's like Christmas, 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 that.
Christmas, Christmas, porn star.
Yeah. The image has been received.
You like the first one, the second one, you're gonna be like, damn.
The military one's nice. I like that one.
That's what I'm saying. The military one.
No comment about the.
May the bridges you burn be the light of the path that guides you. And that second one, it's like, damn, son. It's legit like, damn, son, where'd you find that?
Goodness. I did not mean it. Dang it. Now don't you just hate when you're like trying to scroll through your phone and you accidentally open an app that you haven't opened in a long time and then you're like, dang it, and then it's going to start sending you notifications for a while.
Yeah, it's gonna send you notifications every 40 seconds.
That's the only present that did not get here on time. Ugh. It shouldn't have happened. Anyways, oh, God.
I like this, bro. So, here, I'll just have to send you it on Snap. I always record, like, when Ben just randomly appears.
Yeah, I know.
So there's the first one.
I watch those all the time.
Then here's the fucking second one. And it's always the same it's the same 5 words.
Yeah, and I guarantee in those same 5 words is a word that I really don't want to edit out on YouTube right now.
I just beep.
I already had to edit out Ben for when we went down to freaking Miami. And then I noticed, I was like, wait, YouTube actually allows some of the words? And then I just stopped censoring after a while. At least until somebody complains, and I'm going to have to do something about it. That's why, like, part of me kind of doesn't want to get famous, because I'm like, dude, the moment I start getting a lot of people, there's going to be some people that's going to be like, you can't say that, we got to cancel them. So that's why I'm like,
So they come from a generation that's just stupid. And we were born in the wrong generation. We may be stupid, but we know how to have a good time.
yeah.
I tell this to everyone that I meet. Like, new people, I'm like, I'm not here for a long time. I'm just here for time. Well, and I tell you this shit right now. I need to come down there and hang out with you guys sometime. Like, at your college.
Yeah.
And it's just like some random ass weekend. I'm like, do.
Yeah, there's honestly a lot to do down there. There's a bowling alley. So there's a lot down here.
I just want to go around and meet some new people.
It's
fun.
The people here are actually pretty fun, and it's interesting because it's definitely not like high school. Like, people don't care. Like, I could stand on the table outside shirtless and people wouldn't say anything. They just casually go about their day. Like, that's just like, people just don't care. That's why I'm like, yeah, the amount of freedom you have in college is absolutely insane.
I would look at you while walking past and be like, what a fucking tweaker.
And I'll play music. Oh, I did play music before it got cold, and now that I got this bigger speaker, dude, I'm going to be jamming out at that circle once it starts warming up. Show some people some good music. I'm tired of hearing all this gay pop music and these rappers that are terrible.
Man, you need to go down there and set up like a pool table or some shit. Speaker.
There's a place that has...
They would be like, what?
There's a place that has a lot of pool tables and ping pong like, yeah. There's a lot of places to go to. Yeah. And it's actually a diner too. Well, the diner closes at 3, but I think they still keep like the pool tables and stuff open. I think. I'm gonna have to actually make sure. I'm gonna have to look into that when I go back.
3 in the morning or afternoon?
At 3 at the afternoon. They stopped serving food, but I'm pretty sure the games are still going, and that's on campus.
That's cool.
If you want to go like skating or bowling, yeah, that's gonna have to be some off-campus stuff. And I just impaled myself with a thumbtack.
I don't like bowling or skating.
Could
you imagine a fat boy trying to go skating, my guy?
Okay, good point.
Imagine it.
Good point. I was about to say.
I'd get on them fucking shoes. First step on the ice. Fat boy does the splits. Help! Help!
Well, because my parents talked about...
Hit the forklift!
My parents talked about, they're like, yeah, I remember when we had those, like, actual arcades with, like, Pac-Man and all that there. There was skating rinks and bowling rinks back in the day. Those are basically non-existent anymore. Like, skating, like, rollerblading rinks, pretty much gone. Bowling alleys are getting less and less. And, well, those arcades, the actual good arcades, yeah, those practically don't exist anymore. They're only in very select few places. The arcades we have now are just pretty much gambling garbage games that are just awful. And literally just gambling. That's why I'm like, what did society do? Like, why did we progress this way as a society? Like, couldn't we have just... Well, no, man.
I think we should have kept Havana open, stayed out of Cuba. Like, Russia should have never went to Cuba. We should have never went to Cuba.
We should have never... Yeah. I like how... Since I'm actually using...
Because Havana was only 30 minutes away from Florida, and it was the biggest gambling place ever. We should have just kept it there.
We should have. Alright, then we go to another video. Like, I'm just switching between videos that have different backgrounds just to... Oh, an actual lightning storm? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a cold snack right now. I drank it all, though.
Dude, I'm over here like, it's winter. And I already missed the thunderstorms.
Dude, it's winter, and it's like 50 degrees out.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, don't worry. Oh, don't worry. I'm slightly worried about what January is probably going to be bringing. It's like, yeah, it's a little too quiet on our end.
Oh yeah. I've been watching this dude on Instagram. He's saying like January's gonna be hella bad for fucking just everywhere.
I'm like, I don't think it's going to be snow. I think it's just going to be ice. I think that's what's mainly going to be the... I mean, we're going to get snow eventually, but I don't think it's... I think it's over the course of the entire winter, it's going to be mostly ice.
I'd rather just have snow.
Same here.
I like snow. Snow is like, how do I put this? It's a change of scenery. I think that's what I really like about it.
No. That's why I'm trying to get this freaking Minecraft mod to work that has weather and seasons, but it's just not... I don't know what's going on. Is this just looping?
Do I have Minecraft on this Xbox? If so, I'm about to load into it. I do not.
Okay, people are trauma dumping in the comments. Let me not show that. Why is it the most random videos have all the freaking... What the...
Wolfenstein.
An hour video of some guy riding a motorcycle.
Dude, not gonna lie. Sometimes I play like... It's like these random rainstorms.
Mm-hmm.
Like people driving in the rain. Like this just sound of the rain hitting the windshield. And like the car in general.
Yep.
That just makes me pass out.
Yep.
I remember, like, I went to town one day. I went to Bethany because my dad needed something, and I went and gone and picked it up for him. And I was like, it was super cold that day, and I was just driving to town. I had no music on. I had the radio off, and I was just listening to the tires on the on the road, the engine and shit. And the heat was on, like just enough to make you warm, but not overly hot. It was just the perfect temperature, and I was just sitting there. I'm like, I'm about to pass out.
I'm over here looking at my Switch.
Like people, they don't take granted for peace and quiet. Like people in the city, they'll never understand the peace and quiet like that we have here. They're like, their peace and quiet is like no get. Like I don't know, like how I think about it because I've never been to the city, other than like Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And that was even kind of hectic for me because I was in the good part of Kansas City still, and I was still hearing gunshots, fucking police chases, hearing helicopters and planes.
This city's definitely not for me.
Even down by the Ronald McDonald House, my guy, for like parents who just got out of the hospital and shit, for like having a kid.
Yeah.
Like even that was like. I'm still hearing gunshots and fucking planes and helicopters fucking fly past us. I'm like, my guy. But when you get up here, like, there's just been some random ass days. Like, I stay up hella late. Hi, Carlton's mom.
Alright. Back. Over here deleting. I'm trying to clear up some room. I've got so many things on my freaking files. This is ridiculous.
All I gotta say is water is such an underrated drink.
I mean, it does depend on the type of water, too. Like...
Bottled water? Like, the Great Value bottled water.
Dude, it is the best. Dasani is disgusting. Alright, I think I'm probably gonna end the recording here. It's the 3 hours of freaking content, so it's gonna be fun to edit. But yeah, I'm definitely, you know what, now I'll release it all as one video. Less people will watch it. This is kind of mostly just a you and me thing, so yeah, I'm leaving it here for today.